NoRecipeRequired, and we're going to keep going with our NFL-inspired burgers. I'm cranking them out pretty much every day to get them done before Super Bowl. We've got the Detroit Lions today, and I certainly knew I wanted to do some kind of blue cheeseburger. So that's what we're doing, but to twist it off a little bit, or twist it up a little bit, I read potato chips are actually surprisingly popular, like Detroit, potato chip capital of the world. Better Made, one of the key manufacturers there. So we're going to do a blue and Better Made burger for Detroit. I think it's absolutely awesome. Potato chips on a burger. How can you not love that? Let's go ahead and get started.
All right, let's go ahead and make our patty for our Detroit Blues and Better Made potato chip burger. I'm going to use about a ½ pound of ground beef here, and I'm going to form it into a patty. I'm going to make it at least ½ inch thick or so, and I'm going to put a nice little dimple in the middle, which is going to help keep it from shrinking as we cook it off. Alright, so we've got our patty made. Let's go ahead and make our sauce for our Detroit Lions burger. We're going to start off with a little roux here. I've got a pan kind of over medium heat, a little bit of flour and olive oil into the pan. I like to add the olive oil first. And then just kind of mix it together. You're trying to form a paste here. Equal parts olive oil, flour. You could also use butter. You can kind of use any fat at all to make this roux. And this is what we're going to use to thicken our milk to make our blue cheese sauce. You just want to cook it over low heat for about 5 minutes until that rawness of the flour is kind of cooked out. So after our roux is cooked for about 5 minutes or so, you want to grab a little bit of milk. I'm just using whole milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you want. It doesn't really matter. You want to drizzle it into our roux, and you can see immediately it starts thickening up really, really fast. So you want to continue to stir and just add a little bit more milk, a little bit at a time, mixing it all together. You want to try and prevent lumps as best you can. And I just turned up the heat because you want to make sure you bring this to the boil, because it's really not going to reach its full thickening power until it's boiling a little bit. So it's a bit of a process, it's a bit of a hassle, but it only takes about 3 or 4 minutes in total. If it ever clumps up on you, you can also just grab a whisk and start whisking everything together as you add the milk, stir a little bit, add a little bit more milk, and you just kind of keep this process going until you reach a consistency, almost think like turkey gravy consistency. That's really what you're looking for. And then once we get there, we're going to go ahead and add our blue cheese to the sauce. So I've got my sauce now to the consistency that I want. You can see it's just kind of, like I said, that gravy type consistency. I'm going to kill the heat or put it on the lowest possible heat you can so it doesn't thicken up on you. And it's time to go ahead and cook our burger. Alright, so as our sauce just chills out in the back on super low heat, we're going to go ahead and cook off our beef patty. I've got a pan over medium-high heat. I've been going for a couple minutes now, a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Then we'll grab our seasoned patty, salt and pepper on both sides, and you want to lay it in there. Make sure you hear, kind of that nice sizzle as you put it in the pan. See, that's exactly what you're looking for. That's what is going to give the burger, great flavor. And we're going to cook it on this first side for about 2 or 3 minutes until we get that sear. And then it'll be time to flip it over. We'll cook it on the other side. Only really have to flip it once, and then we'll top this baby. All right, so here we got our burger. We've seared it on the first side now. So we'll go ahead and just flip it over and to the second side. Sometimes your pan might need a little bit more oil. Mine could use a little oil, so we'll just add a little bit. You want to see that nice crusty exterior to it, and then 2 minutes on this side. All right, so our burger now is cooked for another 2 or 3 minutes on the second side. Cook it as long as you want, or cook it to your liking. Mine's about medium. When it's done, you want to pull it off of the pan and let it rest for 2 or 3 minutes on a plate before we top it off. Alright, so as our burger finishes resting, we're going to finish up our sauce. Now you can see here mine thickened up a little bit as it cooled, so not a big deal. We're just going to grab a little bit more milk, add it to the sauce, and go ahead and stir that in. Anytime you want, you can adjust the consistency by just adding a little bit more milk, cream, water, whatever you want. You can also, thicken it just by reducing it a little bit longer on the stovetop over a little bit higher heat. And as I'm doing, if you want to grab the whisk, you can always whisk it to if there's any lumps in there. I'm going to season with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and then of course we've got our blue cheese. That I like a lot of blue cheese, so go ahead, add as much as you want. Obviously that's going to control the intensity of the flavor of the sauce. And as it's over the heat here, that blue cheese is just kind of melt in there, merge with the sauce and just develop into this absolutely awesome cream sauce, which is what we're going to top our burger with. If you want to go ahead and use it, you leave it a little chunky, you can. I prefer to kind of let it all just melt in there. You know, again, kind of personal choice. Go ahead, give it a final taste, adjust for any seasoning that you want, and we're pretty much good to go with our Detroit burger. All right, so we got our burger done. We've got our sauce done. Let's put it all together. I like to throw a little bit of our sauce right down on top of the burger first, and this little bit just is there to hold on to the potato chips as we pile them high and deep on this burger. And then I'm going to go back into our sauce and just add a ton more. You know, personal preference. Use as much or as little as you want, and you know, just kind of smother those potato chips all over the place. And then we've got our lid, and we can go ahead and take a look. All right, so as a final touch, I just added a few more dollops of blue cheese right on top of the burger. You may have to press down a little bit. Quite a hefty one we got here. Let's slice it open and take a look on the inside and see if we got the temperature right. And oh yeah, nice, kind of just barely cooked through to medium. I absolutely love this burger. Good luck to Detroit, and I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required. All right, Detroit Lions fans, I hope I did your team and your burger and your city justice. I was excited because it's the first time I ever thought about putting potato chips on a burger. The crunch is absolutely awesome, along with that tanginess of the blue cheese. I love making it, and I loved eating it. Go ahead and check out my NFL series and subscribe to the channel, because I'm putting new teams up or new burgers up every week, and then I'm continuing to put other recipes up as well. And speaking of other recipes, if you like this blue cheese burger combination, you're gonna love this steak topped with a blue cheese sauce. It's one of my favorite ways to cook steak at home, and I think you're gonna love it too. So go ahead and check it out, and I will see you next time on No Recipe Required.